Okay, I want to do a little bit of clarification about those last few posts I put in my timeline. I like the Hacksaw Ridge bit, and I'm definitely playing it for the military because hopefully, if never serving, that you could have an effect, or why something would be as big as it is going to set to a prime function. Now, inside here for timelines, over differentials, there's something important you need to understand about that boot barn and military M4 versus high-end civilian AR-15s. Bears the system topology as they were on certain systems. The tower, hopefully you caught that one from last night on the post. Obviously the chess game here, the board, this box has kind of levels and rows where there's some kill agents floating around about some of the topology on, just what's in the general environment. For the most part, mine would not be everybody else's. Clearly there's a math to it. So there's a note about blue lit before we just go ahead and pick one up here in the Inquisition of Warhammer. Figured why not.
The Inquisition.
Space Marine versus Doomslayer here.
There are a large number of overt threats against the Imperium of mankind in Warhammer 40k. Countless hordes of orcs, Tyranids,
so
Necrons,
there's something you
on.
got to understand about
the Imperium is
some blue lit stuff in the Masons. It happens some ways. Sometimes you don't need it. Sometimes it does. A lot of it's because of this and some ground.
However,
that's a lot in that. But there's some stuff about math that is super critical. When you go chasing G and the Inquisition out here for gravity. It's not just Einstein, now is it? But some of those things you'll find about those values if you use that to a Lorentz transformation into any other value of space-time and on a clock that is relative here is once you get to those points your mass starts to take off. It's regular fusion out there, a gas cloud. That's that kind of common area to it before a collapse kind of happens. Causally, maybe it's a big expansion supernova. I mean, we use things like Pensrow for negative physics. Okay? What I mean by that is, look at all the phalanx he puts into it, where you could go back on the timeline and learn from every single one of your mistakes and figure out how to make the math problem after you figured something out. And you're still gaining unnatural time for mass on that situation. So the math isn't just so cut and dry as what that does, and black holes continue to gain mass. Short of what they decay on Hawking radiation for IH and rules of the universe, second law, Maxwell's demon in here. Between here and 0 and 1, sure. Between some other values on gravity, the ground. We do the ground. I do the ground. You want me? You want my name in the ledger? You want to be a piece of that? And Warhammer? Alright, well, that's how you would go about doing it. And that helps around some of the stuff where you get other variables on the manor. On that little local rabbit order out back or whatever, a stone mill doesn't tip the government, right? I mean, let's do some of the fucking math around here about what...
history of the Inquisition is shrouded in mystery. To the point that there's
obviously in these, if there's somebody in the room, alright, who can play the Nephilim card? Who can't? I need to know the number. There's a way to do it. We got to handle Nancy Pelosi on the board today. Obviously, Democratic, Republican, Liberal, or anything else but a physics in the box. Yeah, fourth dimension starting with T inside here, breaking it down, what the trajectories on this double-edged sword can do. So, like I said, sometimes you got to bring one of those into the house. Now, I didn't know that shit was out there. I just knew there was an astronaut Navy SEAL that exists, and I went for it. They're a thing. That's what the resume has to look like if you want it to be gravity and anywhere else. And I'm pretty sure that number's going to come out pretty solid.
Inquisitors answer
you're going to find a lot on the high end out there. So I want you to see it. And then you got to remember that. That's what that is. You're going to find the vectors in there. Lots of different topologies around here on Skull Mountain when you do the math. Look out the window. That's paddling. Sitting out there waiting for you. Marshmallow on. Some kid doing Warhammer, smoking meth. Out here doing the doom.
Ultimately, the only ones capable of reining in an Inquisitor are other Inquisitors.